Hi, so here are 3 tips on how to upgrade your home workout. The 3 main things that you can play with are 1, volume or number of reps, and generally how much effort you put in. 2 is how quickly you do things, so kind of tempo. And 3 is the number of seconds or time that you take in rest. So if we look at volume first of all, to make your home workout harder or to progress it, one way of doing it is to up the overall volume or the amount that you're working. So the amount could be the number of reps you're doing, it could be the number of rounds you're doing, it could be the length of time you're working for. Okay, so that is volume, where you're getting more reps and rounds and time in because you are using the body more, you're burning more calories, you're using more muscles, and you're therefore boosting and upgrading your workout. But I appreciate that sometimes time is of the essence, so potentially time may not be something that you have the luxury of using more of. So potentially that's why you're using more kind of HIIT type training, where you're trying to pack in as much as you can in a relatively short space of time between work and lunch, or between lunch and starting homeschooling, or whatever it is. So time, volume, and generally the amount of work you do is one way of boosting and upgrading your home workout. The second tip is to look at the speed that you're doing things. So it's not always just about how quick you can do something. It can also be about how slow you can do things. So to add intensity, one way that you can do it is by slowing things down so that you are more engaged. So to take a typical squat, you could drop down into the squat, pause for literally 2 seconds before you come up, rather than going up and down, and vice versa. You could have the speed element. You can slow down either in the effort part of the workout or in the loading part of the workout, where you're going, like say in the squat, where you're going down, that's the eccentric phase, or the concentric is where you're pushing and you're extending back up, and where you're basically using the muscles to push against the resistance. Okay, so that is the speed element of how to upgrade your home workout. And the third bit is the rest element. So rest is important. You're not going to be working for the whole period of time potentially, and the shorter the amount of rest that you have, the harder that you're going to be working. So rest is another element that you can play with when it comes to boosting and upgrading your home workout. You can, if you're just starting out, I would recommend something along the lines of 1 for 1. So the amount of time that you work for, maybe you have the same amount of time as rest. And I'm talking and assuming that you're doing some kind of HIIT workout where you're working for anything up to 60 seconds at a time or something. So then as you are a beginner, or if you are a beginner, then maybe you have 1 to 1. If you're an intermediate, maybe you'd have 50% of the amount of work as rest. And then if you're intermediate to advanced, maybe you're looking at going even less than that, maybe like 20-30% kind of thing. So they're the 3 key elements that you can play with when it comes to upgrading and boosting your home workout with no equipment required. You just need to look at the volume overall of how much you're working, the time that you're taking to do the moves, and thirdly, the amount of rest that you take. Obviously, as a bonus, another way of upgrading would be to add some kind of extra resistance in terms of more weight. But if we're assuming home body weight workouts, then they're the 3 things that you can do and manipulate to upgrade your home workout.